Hello, I'm Troy Parker, President of Innovative Labor and Cleaning. Most of you already know that. I thank you for watching this video. Now, I hope that you'll watch to the end of the video. If you watch to the end of the video, you'll see how you can win money by participating and we growing together in this journey. So watch to the end. I know you can just skip to the end and see, but then once you skip to the end, then you're not gonna have to watch the video, so then you're not gonna be able to participate because then you don't know what the hell the video is talking about. So watch the whole video, and then at the end, you'll see how you have an opportunity to win money. Hello, my name is Troy Parker, President of Innovative Labor and Cleaning, and this is another Mental Health Monday. We're still talking about goals again. Now, you should have the goals that you're gonna carry over from 22 to 23. Next, we're going to look at, are there any goals that you want to add this year? Like in my last video, I said, maybe you reached your money goal. You wanted to make 200,000, let's say you got to 175. You might say, okay, hey, I'm good on the money goal. But most people want to increase it. I mean, that's how the universe works. It's about prosperity and there's always room for growth. So maybe you want to make that 250, 300 this year. It depends on what your job is, what your business is. Look at that and see, hey, do I want to increase that a little? Maybe 300 is too much. Maybe, hey, you say I want to increase it $25,000. Also, health, I always mention health. Are you at the weight you want to be at? Maybe you lost 20 of the 40 pounds that you wanted to lose. Do you want to lose the other 20? Or you might say, I want to lose 30. Go through your goals, move the ones that you're going to move over to 23. Then you have the list you're going to start with. Then think of what new goals would you like to set? Take the time, and I always tell people this, just start writing down maybe 30 things you want to do this year. Just write them down. People say, I want to spend a month in Paris, or I want to get a new car, or I want to be able to take my whole family cabin in the woods for a week. Whatever it might be, just jot it all down. Once you get the 30 or so items, I say at least write down 20 things that you would want to accomplish in the areas of your life: health, career, finance, relationships, marriage, whatever. I mean, you can have more areas than that. Just write down, I could not fail. What would I do? And just write it down. Once you do that, then by each item from 1 to however many, so if it's 25, 1 to 25, in the order of importance to you, put a number by them. The top priority, say that might be your health. So you say, okay, lose 30 pounds, that's number 1. All right, you might say, well, my wife is next, so she's number 2. Then kids, family, that might be number 3. List them all down. Once you get all 25 numbered in order of importance, then just take the top 10, and those are gonna go over onto your goal sheet. Those are your 10 main priorities. Once you get to 10 main priorities, now what I always tell people to do, and I don't think probably anybody ever does it, for each goal, take the time, and this is where the homework comes. See, a lot of people will do the first part, say, okay, I'll write down 25 things. Then they'll say, okay, I'll take the first 10. Then after that, it just stops. This is the goal, it's just on a piece of paper. They never take the time to stop and think, how would they feel once they've accomplished the goal? Because remember, I always talk about go to the end. So once you're in Paris, spending the month there with your family, how would you feel? And then think about it, and then come up with a little scenario of you in Paris. Maybe your wife says something to you like, I can't believe you did this. We're staying here a month. What would you feel like? Just a short little clip like that you feel, even add smell to it, have the smells of what Paris smells like. You can see as your wife is saying this to you, you're out on the street, you're seeing one of those little funny cabs, they got those funny looking cabs over there. You might see that go behind your wife, but it's a little quick scene, the smell, the touch of your wife, her perfume, her voice, and that's the little script that goes along with that one. Have a little script for each goal. And you're gonna start with goal number 1, and then as you go to bed at night, play that little script. As you fall off to sleep, you're gonna see that little script play out. Your wife saying, oh honey, I can't believe we're here spending a month here. And you see the little cab, you smell the fragrances, and you just keep playing that in a loop as you go off to sleep. Then in the morning when you wake up, you do it again. You'll do that for a week, maybe 2 weeks. You do it until you get the feeling that's like, I've done it enough, it's done. Then you move to goal number 2. Now, I always tell people maybe spend 2 weeks on each one, because that's what I do. I'll spend 2 weeks unless I get the feeling like, okay, hey, it's done. As you go throughout the day, so you're working on goal number 1, you do that for 2 weeks, then you go to goal number 2. The key is, as you go through your weeks, to keep a positive mindset about all your goals. So, say for instance, you got goal number 1 done, then you go to goal number 2. If you catch yourself, maybe you're talking to your wife and you hear something on the news, this is why I don't listen to the news, and they're talking about, oh, the recession. Then you turn around and say, you know, honey, we're never gonna get to Paris. Now you've just killed the seeds you planted for those 2 weeks. If you catch yourself doing that, just quickly have a little affirmation that you say to yourself and just say, hey, I'm so happy and grateful now. Me and my family are enjoying being in Paris for a month. And feel that feeling and then let it go. Don't worry about, oh gosh, I said it. I can't believe I just said that. I killed my seed. No, because then you're just gonna make it worse. Focus on keeping the feeling. I don't mean all day long you gotta feel like, I'm going to Paris, I'm going to Paris, I'm going to Paris. You can't do that. Just when it comes to mind, think positively about it. As you go through all 10 goals, each night, each morning, and even times you might be at work, you might just want to shut your eyes and visualize that little script. I tell people, a lot of people say, I can't do that, my dad. There's too many people. When you go in the bathroom, a lot of people laugh. But sometimes, and I learned this in prison, sometimes there's so many people around, the only privacy you never get is when you're in the stall. So sometimes you just sit there in the stall with your eyes shut, do your little visualization. The whole thing is you want to project the life you want to lead. How you do it, don't worry about all the nuances. You might not be able to sit out in the woods with your legs folded, with a nice little gown on, with sage burning. That probably won't happen. You might have to sit there in the stall, in the bathroom, with your eyes closed and visualize what it is you want. Get quiet. Once you learn to focus inside, and those of you who haven't learned how to meditate, there's thousands of videos on YouTube that'll teach you how to calm the mind and get into that little peaceful state. When you go to bed at night and when you get up in the morning, it's easy because you're just waking up and you're kind of like, oh, then you just got to remember, okay, I got to do my little visualization. Or right before you go to bed, say your prayer, and then as you fall asleep, visualize the script that goes along with whatever goal you're trying to accomplish. Now, this is the simplest way I know how to share with people. Now, you can take courses. It can be Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. They're all going to lead you back to these same few techniques. And 99% of it is controlling your thinking. It's easy to control it during that time when you're doing the visualization. Where people mess up is when they get up and they're walking through work, and here comes Bob and Stan. Bob, he said, well, you know what? You know, Biden's in office, the country's going to hell. And you know, now Stan, he's gonna just parrot what Bob said. That's right, you know what? We're not doing anything. We're saving every dime. So then you, not wanting to be different, you say, with your genius mind, you know, I was going to Paris, but I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna save. Now you've just done it again. Keep your mind thinking of prosperity. We live in a prosperous universe. God is a prosperous God. There's 1,000 quotes throughout the Bible where it talks about it is the Lord's good pleasure to give you the kingdoms of heaven. But we get around people and we forget that and just say, oh, we just gotta hoard it all up. Keep your mind thinking abundance, prosperity, opulence, and that's what you'll draw to you. So, in recapping, pick the goals you want to transfer over to 2023. Then write out 20 or 30 things that you would do if you knew you couldn't fail. Then put them in order, number of importance, 1 to 25 or 1 to 30, however many you write. Take the first 10, start developing little scripts for each one. Now, if you don't want to go through all 10 and develop an imaginary little script for each one, just do the first 2, or just do the first one. Do that for 2 weeks, then move to the second one. But always remember, whenever the first goal comes to mind, think positive. It's not about holding the whole thought in your mind every day, all day for the next. No, just whenever it comes to mind, think positive. If you have a moment at work, it's good to do this at work. 2 times during the day, just stop, get quiet, turn your little phone off, shut your office door, or like I said, go in the bathroom stall, 5 minutes, sit there, get quiet, visualize it, recharge, and come on back out. And then go down the list. But then also take action on whatever goal it might be. If you know you got to lose the weight, that means what do you got to do? You got to eat right. So you're going to eat right. I'm going to take my little meal prep to work with me. I eat my lunch. I have a little backup plan. Say, okay, if I forget my meal prep, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to get the Cobb salad. So if you ever have, oh crap, I forgot my meal prep. It's not like, oh, well, I'll just go over here to Wendy's. No. You say, okay, you already have a backup. I'm going to eat the Cobb salad downstairs. If for some reason you think the Cobb salad might not be there, have a second backup. Okay, if that's not there, you can also have a second backup. So if the Cobb salad's out, you go to some of these restaurants and they'll say, hey, we don't have anyone to prepare the salads today, so we have no salads. So if that happens to happen to you, then say, okay, what I'm gonna do is there's a little protein drink place, I can go get me a little smoothie down here. Have you maybe 2 backups. Then you're ready. So you take the action step, the goal, lose weight. You're gonna meal prep. Then you're gonna what? You're gonna exercise in the morning. You know, you might ride a bike, elliptical. You might walk with the wife. You know, that's another good way to help your relationship. Do like me and my wife do. In the evening, we take a walk together. After dinner, that's a good thing. So when you eat, then you go take a little hour walk. That helps you digest the food, keeps the belly getting smaller. And then you might go to the gym in the morning. Make sure you do your action steps. Take a step every day to get you closer to your goal. If you look at your planner and you see that your planner says all these different activities, and those different activities don't relate to reaching those goals, or you got of the 10 goals, 8 goals are on there, then you say, okay, is there anything I can do to strategize? Because a lot of times it's just organization so that you can get something in each day that helps each goal. Now there could be goals like, say you want to write a book. That might not be something you do every day. You might say, Saturdays, that's my book writing time. I'm going to sit down and for 2 hours, I'm just going to type and write my book. So that might not be there every day, but in a week's time, you should do something that hits on all of those goals. And make sure you do the visualization, because you visualize every day anyway. You just most of the time probably do it for something you don't want. So keep these things in mind. As always, it's up to you to make your life matter. Okay, now we're at the end of the video, and I know everybody's chomping at the bit to find out, well, how the hell we get some money? Here's how you get the money. You guys will receive the link Monday morning, probably around 9 o'clock. The first 3 people to respond back, and you have to respond back speaking on how the video has either affected you, could affect you, how you could use what the video talked about. You can't just text back and say, I like the video. No, this is something you're gonna have to put a little effort in. Now, at 6 p.m. Monday night, the first 3 people who send back their response of how the video either helped them, how they could use the video, something that you can tell the person watched the dang video. So for example, I have a video that talks about support groups and using support groups during the holiday. If someone texts back at 6:01 and says, hey, I use a support group because I struggled with alcohol addiction and the holiday time was a trigger for me. And so I would go to my support group, get the support I needed, and it helped me get through the holiday season. That's a good response. But if you just text back saying, I like the video, or even if maybe you've never used a support group, you could say, hey, I struggle with anxiety around the holidays, and maybe I could look into a support group. Does anyone know any? The reason I'm having you text back to the same number and not just put it on YouTube is that way it stays private within the company, because we're a family and this whole purpose of this is for us to grow together. There's a lot of things that I don't know that you know, and there's things I might be able to share with you that you don't know. It's as if we were all sitting around a round table. The room that we're sitting in is going to look different to each of us because we're sitting someplace different all around this table. And that's the same way life is. So there's some experiences I may have never experienced that you have that you could help me with. There's some points of view I've maybe never thought of because, you know, maybe I've never experienced it. I never experienced it coming from where you're coming from. So the whole thing is for us to build each other. So just remember, watch the video. You got all day to watch it. The first 3 people to respond back after 6 o'clock, because if you respond back at 5:54, 5:55, that's not going to count. It's after 6. You get the $50 gift card. Now keep in mind, sometimes it's not going to be 50. Sometimes I feel a little generous now. It could be 100. It could be 200. The whole thing and the point of me doing this is to get you guys to pour into each other and to me, and we share with each other and we grow together. This business has grown not because of me, but because of all of us. I couldn't have done this by myself, and I know that, and I thank you all for all you've helped me to do, and I hope I've been able to help you. And this is another way to give back, because a lot of times people see me and say like, hey, how'd you do this? Or how would you do this? And there's times I come to people and be like, hey, how do you think we should do this? Because I don't know everything, and you don't know what you don't know. So I hope you guys will participate. Please hit the like button, share the channel, because even people outside of the company could watch and gain things from the video. Now, the only people who can win the money are those in the Innovative family. So it's not like when the channel grows and we get 1 million people watching it, everybody can get the $50. It doesn't work that way. It's only the people who are teammates in the Innovative family. I thank you again, and remember, it's up to you to make your life matter.